Panther Nation podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Let's check. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing. Cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan, pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the cause. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we poppin', let's go.
Yo, what's good, fam? We back this thing every single Monday, 8:30. It's our time, Dave. It's our time. Let's get it.
Yes,
How was
sir.
your weekend, bro?
Nah, it was good, man. You know, I had a lot of reflections this weekend. You know what I'm saying? One of my classmates made it into the area. This is his first time up in the Rhode Island region. And I literally just saw him a few weeks ago when I was down at T. So we chopped it up Sunday night. But overall, man, it's you know, pretty good weekend. Didn't watch any UFC this weekend.
No,
Didn't watch any comp. He did. I saw the end of that. Such a terrible sight to see. Yeah. It's the last fight of his deal too, from what I understand.
Maybe we should hit him up, Dave. Maybe we should talk to him again.
Yeah, we should. I mean, it's been a rough one, man. That's 3 straight fights for him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Last time we talked to him, he was getting amped up for a fight and then caught an L. Then I think this is the second consecutive L he took since we spoke to him.
Third? It is the second one. No, it's the second one.
Shit.
It's the second straight one.
Shit. Yeah, man. A lot of L's. But yeah, man.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I meant to check on you, man, because so for those who don't know, like I didn't hardly watch too much I didn't hardly watch any combine stuff at all. Like I'll check Twitter for some things here and there, but I didn't watch too much combine, and I didn't watch Duke UNC, but I guess
I didn't watch
Coach
it
K
either, to be honest with you.
No, well, yeah, you were busy being dance dad.
I had dance dad duties, but I gotta give credit to the Tar Heels. I see y'all in the building, so shout out to the Tar Heels fans. Y'all could get y'all victory lap. Y'all needed that dub more than we did. Y'all needed to get in the tournament, so shout out to y'all. Y'all took care of business. That's a tough thing, bro. Going up in Cameron with Coach K's last hurrah, y'all definitely ruined that shit. So shout out to the Tar Heels. They handle business. Hey, hey, let's just put it this way. I see y'all in the championship, though. I see y'all in the championship. Hey, listen, we tapped y'all ass pause the first go around, and y'all gave it back to us. So it's like that. And I said that
the first thing
I was talking.
You think they're gonna get there?
They might. They number 3 in the conference.
Oh, okay.
They trending. Truth be told, they trending in the right direction, bro. They trending in the right direction. But I didn't watch the game, so I can't sit up here and analyze what happened because I didn't watch the game. I was at a dance competition, so I couldn't watch. But yeah, man, shout out to the Tar Heels, man. Shout out to y'all, bro. Again, I got to keep the same energy. I can't come up here and take the victory lap when we whooped y'all ass and then come back here and not talk about it. So credit to y'all, man. Credit to y'all. But yeah, man. Anything else before we get into Dave? It's a lot, fam. There's so much to talk about. Go ahead, Dave.
So before we get into our next topic, the first thing I want to talk about is DJ Moore. Okay. I think you guys have a false perception about how I feel about DJ Moore. I just thought that DJ Moore had his flaws, just like any other player can have their flaws. But I've always thought he was the best wide receiver in that particular draft that he was drafted in, and I always thought Carolina was going to be the pick. Matter of fact, if you go back and roll the tape, I predicted he was going to be the pick in the draft prediction prior to him getting drafted for a lot of reasons. Which brings us to this. What in the hell is going on with Calvin Ridley, bro?
Yo, Calvin Ridley got suspended for betting for FanDuel. For FanDuel, he was, his mental health was jacked up. So he said, "Yo, let me put 1,500 on the Falcons."
He did a parlay. He was out here parlaying.
He parlayed that joint.
He out here
definitely parlayed that joint. It's interesting. People are killing dude on Twitter, bro. He's getting tortured. People are really killing this cat, and I don't.
Well, you know why, right?
No, why? Why is that, Dave?
Dog, my man tweeted after the damn thing was announced that he was getting suspended, and it's not. And he's suspended. He was out here talking about he bet $1,500. He said people know who I am.
He's tweeting all over the place, bro.
But the thing is, he don't understand why. The dude said, Calvin said, I bet $1,500 total, so I don't have a gambling problem. It has nothing to do whether or not you have a gambling problem, bro. It has everything to do that you're gambling on the sport that you play in.
Yeah,
that's the issue.
Real quick, Dave. Shout out to Fritz Tang for the $20 super chat for the super sticker. We appreciate that so much. Going back to Dave. Dave is absolutely right. I went back and read the rule. Yo, no NFL personnel can bet on any games. Like, you just can't do it. Like, it's against the rules. And so whether he did it, maybe he wasn't aware of the rule, I don't know. But he definitely did it. And he got to pay the consequences. Now, Dave, hold on real quick. Let's talk about these consequences for a second, because he's suspended for the entire 2022 season.
No. He's suspended indefinitely.
Right.
He can't.
But go ahead.
He can't apply for reinstatement till after the 2022 season.
Right. So it's at least the 2022 season, and he can't apply for reinstatement till like February 2023. I think it's February 15th or something like that. Mm-hmm. But Dave, let's talk about this suspension. Like, the man bet $1,500. Like, let's talk about some past occurrences where some notable suspensions were handed out. Dave, Ray Rice beat his fiance's ass, got 2 games.
Oh God.
Adrian Peterson, felony child abuse, gets 6 games. Greg Hardy beat the shit out of his girlfriend, 10 games, got reduced to 4 games. Ezekiel Elliott hit some women allegedly, got 6 games. Calvin Ridley gets 17 games, Dave, for using FanDuel. Josh Gordon gets 6 games for smoking weed. So what's up with that, Dave? What's up with that? What you think?
Yeah.
Are all suspensions created equal?
Hell no. But the problem is that the dilemma that you have is that the integrity of the game is like at the top of the list. And when you're betting on games, that impacts the integrity of the game. Do I think folks that abuse women should be suspended more games? Absolutely. But obviously the league, that's not the league's game plan right now. And I think it's unsat. I really think it should be more even when it comes to that. I think if you out here beating up on your girlfriend or beating up on your wife or beating up on women, period, or assaulting somebody, period, you should be out the paint for a long ass time. But when it comes to cheating, when it comes to the integrity of the game, because he didn't cheat, but when it comes to the integrity of the game, he didn't even
play. He wasn't playing in the game. Like, this is why he was out. So he didn't play in the game. He didn't have any influence over the game.
Well, yeah, based on the investigation, right? Like, the NFL investigator, they said, yeah, we don't know. Based on the data, we don't think, because he was away from the team. But you still can't gamble on your game. Like, you can't gamble on the NFL. Like, if you play in the NFL, you can't gamble on the NFL. If you're in the NBA, you can't gamble on the NBA. You can gamble on any other sport. Boxing, UFC, you can gamble on anything else. You can't gamble on the sport that you play. I mean, like, whether you agree with the rule or not, like, but that's just like a rule, like, across the board. I mean, there's folks that aren't in the Hall of Fame in other sports because they were gambling, betting on games. So thanks, man.
Fritz saying drops another super chat. We appreciate that. Appreciate that for sure. But yeah, man. So it is
count.
What it is with
it does count because he's still in the NFL, bro. Like, it doesn't change. He's still in the NFL.
He does have like special access to things, right? He has access to game plans. Like, he knows, he has more information than most folk have when it comes to a game, right? There's game plans, there's things like that. I'm sure I think he was taking a break. I don't know, man. I don't
Well,
know.
no, I mean, and that was the other. Yeah, we didn't even get into that situation, man. Like, for somebody, you got to remember why he wasn't playing, right?
Right.
Like, he wasn't playing because he was stepping away from football.
He has access to his own game plans. What are you talking about? You don't think an actual NFL player has an advantage? Like, what are we talking about?
In the grand scheme of things, you're not supposed to bet in the sport that you play in.
Right. It's unfair.
You're not. You're not. Or if you're an official, same thing. Like referees, they can't be out here betting. Fam, you remember what happened with the NBA with Tim Donaghy? When the referee was out here, might have cost the Sacramento Kings an NBA championship, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like you can't be part of the league and be betting games. That cannot happen. But I think
I don't know,
the reason why that he was out was because he took time off of football for mental health. And did you read about how he got caught?
No, I didn't hear about that.
So he was out of state. He was in Florida, and there's only one betting app in the state of Florida,
FanDuel.
And the NFL has a company that investigates shit like this.
Mm.
And they put a call in and they said, "Yo, man, Calvin out here doing 5-game parlays." And that's how he got caught. And the only reason why he's going to have an opportunity to come back is that he pretty much admitted what he did. Like he tried to deny it.
He admitted it.
They could have did it. They could have
did it
indefinitely.
I think it could have been like he probably realistically he probably didn't know. Like he probably just made a mistake and then just kind of owned up to it, right? But here's the thing. I think this is so like this suspension is so grand and so harsh because I feel like they're really trying to make a statement. Like they're really trying to be like, all right, we really, because I'm sure some players are out here getting to it. Like, let's be honest. It's some players out here either giving money to folks to bet for. It's some players getting to it. Let's be honest, Dave.
Yeah, let's like the folks that are getting the bookies, they're probably going to get banned. Like, I don't think they're going to have a chance to come back because you're taking a different type. First, you're doing it illegally, and like if they ever get caught, right?
Yeah, what I'm saying is I just feel like this is a statement, right? They making Calvin Ridley because we haven't heard of any like active. I've never heard of an active NFL player betting. Like this is my first time.
There was another one in 2019.
Okay,
but it was a guy that we didn't know about. Can't even remember his name. Josh something.
I must have missed it.
And then like before that, the last time it happened was in the 80s. Like it's been a while.
Like, so I feel like
because I think it was. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But the other thing you got to consider too is that now betting is so
big. Exactly.
Big.
Exactly.
Like gambling's so big now. So now, like, and in the past, the NFL was like they sidestepped into gambling, like they were against gambling. Now every other commercial is about gambling, and all the celebrities is about gambling. Like Jamie Foxx out here got a gambling commercial. The Manning's got a gambling commercial. Like it's different now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So I'm not shocked that they're putting the hammer down, but I think they've always been serious about gambling. I don't think it's something new. It's just we never had this in a while. Like we didn't even report about the last one because it was a guy that wasn't like a
I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
Now when I was doing some research, I'm like, it was 2019. There was a guy that got for gambling. I don't even think he's in the league anymore.
Yeah.
And
all right. Yeah. So let's wrap. Let's go ahead, Dave.
One more thing. What do you think? Because this was a when I saw this shit broke, this was a fascinating story. Thanks for staying. So what do you think about the fact that now that he's suspended for the 2022 season, he's going to be a free agent in 2023?
Yeah, no, what's interesting is that, fam, like it was teams calling for him. And the Falcons told them, nah, we're not going to deal with y'all because we knew this was coming. Like they already knew about it. The league knew about it. So they were like, declining all the calls because they can't trade a player knowing that all this information is out there and he's about to get suspended. So I think it's interesting. I think he's going to take this year off. Hopefully if his mental health issues are legit, he can clear his brain for that season and then come back. I think he's a good player, bro. He's a good player. This betting shit ain't got nothing to do with his play on the field. So he's gonna get a bag somewhere. So it's dope that he hopefully, like I said, if this coincides with his mental health issues, he can take a break, get his situation straight, come back in 2023 and be all right.
Yeah, now so this one. So how's it different from an owner paying a coach to tank?
Now,
the thing is
that's true.
Now, that's a different.
That's valid. That's valid.
But I've been clear when I say this, man. If they prove that there was an owner that was paying a coach to tank games, owner got to lose the team. Got to go. Has to lose the team.
I didn't even think about that. ICP. That is a great comparison. Like that's the same to me. Like you should treat the coach the same way.
The owner has a higher standard. The owner has a higher standard. Yeah,
exactly. You should treat the owner the same way as you treat the players. That's basically betting. You know what I'm saying? To pay a coach to tank games. Like where's the investigation on that? Since Flores got hired, I ain't heard shit about it. Like, did they even follow through with it? Like, I don't know.
No, well, it's gonna probably go through the court case. The NFL said they're investigating the tanking. I appreciate it.
I didn't say this last time. Shout out to Chris Stain. He says Vikings fans, but he loves our content. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
But yeah, so I agree with that. That's a great point. With
another question. So they can put money on fantasy. That is a phenomenal segue to our next slide. Because Underdog Fantasy is a game of skill, not a game of luck. So you can hop on underdogfantasy.com, use the code PNP, and you know what I'm saying, to really help out the channel. I know NFL season's over, but they are starting to do best ball. They're doing a super flex league right now for best ball. And they also do other sports other than the NFL. They do NBA, they do Major League Baseball if baseball decides to play, but they already got a best ball league going on for that as well. They do UFC. They did a big one for the UFC card last night. So you can just get in when you fit in. They do soccer. So just go to underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up, use the code PNP. It really helps out the channel.
Absolutely.
So check out. So see if Calvin Ridley would have used Underdog Fantasy, maybe he wouldn't have got suspended.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just serious. Like, I'm being serious.
He's right. Bro. He's right though.
Yeah. I mean, it's a game of skill.
Shout out to Steve, man. Appreciate the super chat. He says, I'm ready for free agency. What do you guys think about Daniels from the Bears? I like that. I think that's a great I think that's a more realistic option than what folks are saying when you talk about Scherf. Like, Scherf ain't coming here, dog. I think Daniels is definitely a more realistic option amongst a couple other guys. But I would definitely absolutely take a shot at Daniels and have him come along. No, I like him. I like him a lot. I like Daniels a lot. But we'll get into free agency a bit on another show. But we'll dive into all that stuff. All right. Let's get it. Let's talk about it. All right. Dave, it also came out, this Rock Hill facility, man. So apparently, Dave, you get up here and you talk about the South Carolina stuff all the time. And how South Carolina that.
I didn't say they had money.
And now look at this poor fancy headquarter facility in Rock Hill that has been stopped because Rock Hill cannot live up to their commitments that they promised when the deal was struck. So there's some financial issues. Rock Hill ain't got the funds to pay up, and now it's been said that we halting construction on the facility. And keep in mind, y'all, this was supposed to open next year. Like this is supposed to open. All right, this is only supposed to open next year, and we stopped it. So, Dave, speak up for your state, bro. Like this is your people's.
I don't live there no more.
Nah, you can't disown them.
No.
Go ahead, man.
But when I saw the story, the first thing I thought about was like, damn. There's two things I thought about when I saw the story. The first thing I thought about was, damn, they really didn't pay their bill. Like, they really didn't do their end of the bargain. Because they fought so hard to get it in South Carolina. And they didn't do their end of the deal. Even though supposedly that Rock Hill said that they did pay their part. So we'll see how that goes. And two was it was a coincidence that this came out right after the home opener in MLS. I thought that was very coincidental. Because it's not new that they haven't paid their bill in a year. Because like they've owed this money for over a year now. So we'll see. It's interesting.
It's very interesting, man. Because I'm like, yo, don't you? I just feel like this whole Rock Hill situation is a microcosm of like the Panthers. Like it's so Panthery, right? This is so Carolina Panthers right here. You pay to build a headquarters stadium in Rock Hill, or excuse me, a headquarters facility in Rock Hill, and you don't got your shit straight, so you got to stop. Like this is so Panthers. This is so Panther-esque right now. Like I don't. It's funny to me, man. It's just funny. It's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing. So
I cannot believe that they.
Yeah, man.
Like, has this ever happened?
Like yeah, I'm trying to think of that too. Like, how do you as a business, as you go into business day? I'm a business owner. I got a couple businesses day. I'm gonna make sure I got the necessary funds. Obviously, I'm not building $1 million facilities, but you got to make sure your ducks is in a row before you start the build. Like, why was this money not received up front? You know what I'm saying? Don't you gotta like? I don't understand. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know, man.
If they had a year to pay for it, then that's I get it. But the thing is, if you continue to do the work and you still ain't paid after a year after you owe the money, that's a different situation. Tepper was getting suckered, and that's why he had to stop the project.
Yeah, it's not embarrassing because it's not like it's a stadium. Like, it's just a headquarters facility, but still, it's the principle, man. This was supposed to be open next year, ready to go for training camp. Not this year, but next year. And look, I guess there's going to be delays. I don't know how long the delays are going to be. I don't know any of that, but I'm hopeful that since it's public now, and maybe there's a little egg on Rock Hill's face if they go.
Oh yeah, that money gonna show up in a couple weeks.
It's gonna show up, yeah. So I'm sure they're gonna probably try to keep it under wraps, and then they put the public pressure on them to kind of this how it works. So I'm pretty sure they'll get that money sooner rather than later. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Any final thoughts on Rock Hill Facility Day and your people?
Wow, it's wild. No, don't do that. But wow. It's wild. It's wild. Yeah. I don't know enough about Rock Hill to be out on these streets.
Yeah, that's still your state, man. You responsible for it. Anything that happens in South Carolina, you
look, man. You treat me like this is work. I get blamed for everything at work too.
You're the spokesperson, bro. Everything that happens in South Carolina, because if it's something good happen, you would be talking cash shit. All right, so don't get up here and be quiet now that Rock Hill ain't got no money.
Look, man, Rock Hill dropped the bag right now. They have fumbled the bag. They don't pay their bills. It's obvious. Rock Hill ain't paying their bills, bro. Rock Hill ain't paying their bills.
Dave from Columbia, man.
I'm from Columbia. Yeah, Rock Hill don't pay their bills. Columbia pays their bills. Just the Crown's bad, but we pay our bills.
Yeah, and I see this too, man. I see all this talk about moving the team. Yo, come on. The team ain't going nowhere. Carolina Panthers aren't going anywhere. I saw a tweet go out about, oh, we're moving to Germany. Like, come on, man. Like, really? Like, come on, man. Don't be stupid, okay? Be careful where y'all get your information from, all right? All right, so franchise tag. The deadline is tomorrow at 4 p.m. This is the current franchise tags that have been discussed or actually done. I know Njoku, his tag is complete. They actually did it. The Bucks, Chris Godwin, that is expected, has not happened yet. The Chiefs tackle Orlando Brown. Obviously, they're not going to let him walk. That's expected to be done. And then Jesse Bates was announced for the Bengals that they're going to franchise tag him. So that's all that I've heard so far. That was up until early afternoon. Yeah, it's not a big list, but the deadline's tomorrow at 4 p.m., which goes to the question. Dave, do you think the Panthers are going to franchise tag anybody?
Nope. I do not.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Nah, we're not going to tag anybody, bro.
Yeah,
the only two people I thought that was possible was Reddick and Gilmore, and it looks like they're both going to be going to free agency, get the opportunity to get paid.
Yeah, Hassan Reddick is going free agency. We'll talk about Stephon Gilmore a little bit later. I think one that could be a potential is Dante Jackson if they don't, because I know they're the word on the street is that negotiations are pretty much ongoing with Dante Jackson. If they can't get something done, or if it seems like they're not going to be able to get something done in time to extend that negotiation period, they could tag him. But I think it'd be way more than he, would get in his deal. You know what I'm saying, on a per year basis. So
yeah, that's why I don't think that's exactly why I don't think they're going to tag him.
Right. I don't think they should, but all I'm saying is that if the negotiations stall, right, that's a tool to kind of give them more time, is to tag him and then work out that deal over the offseason, the rest of the offseason. That's the purpose of the franchise tag, is to give you more time to negotiate with the player to get that long-term deal. Some players play on it, and they can just continue to play on it, but it behooves the team to negotiate that deal while the player's on the franchise tag.
Yeah, and nowadays you don't there were times where players would get franchise tag multiple times, but the way that the escalation happens after the second time,
Chris Godwin getting tagged twice.
Yeah,
that's his second one in a row.
That's a 25% pay bump too, or 20% pay bump, something like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if it actually goes down, but yeah, they tagged him. This will be his second consecutive year. I remember when Kirk Cousins got tagged twice in a row. It's happened a couple of times.
It has.
I think
there was a lineman for there was a lineman for the Seahawks that got tagged like 4 or 5 straight years, but that was before the 20% escalator. It's different now. So because I think you might can get tagged 2 years in a row, but it's the money ain't there for the third.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense to do it. Yeah, financially doesn't make sense to do it 3 times in a row. But at that point, you'd be dumb because you could have negotiated a long-term deal. Because these franchise tags are guaranteed. That's guaranteed money that they're getting. There's no way to get out of it. But anyway, that's the franchise tag deadline is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Keep an eye on that. Also, I saw a question in there about free agency. Free agency starts on the 16th of March. I think that's a Wednesday or Thursday. So that I think the tampering window opens up before that, so you'll start to see deals announced, but free agency doesn't officially begin to 16th. So we got to next week we'll be kind of doing some primer on that to see where the Panthers should kind of I guess put their ducks in a row. All right. So real quick, patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Consider becoming a Patreon to support the channel. If you haven't gone to Underdog Fantasy, UnderdogFantasy.com helps us out tremendously. So consider going over there, signing up, use that code PNP, get the $100 deposit match. But this is also another way you can support. We got mad free agents. They support for $3 a month. We appreciate y'all support every month. We appreciate that. Franchise guys, appreciate y'all support as well. They support for $10 a month. And then we have the MVPs, the most valuable players. They support with $25 per month, and we appreciate y'all support because a lot of y'all have been donating since day one. And also, just to kind of incentivize you to become an MVP member, we do give a MVP giveaway every month. So we give away signed jerseys, tickets to games when we can get them, things like that. So consider becoming an MVP Patreon member, and we appreciate y'all support. All right. Dave, these restructures came. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
Let's talk about MVP. Let's talk about PNP Confidential. We need to get this thing popping, man. What's it looking like for Sunday, bro?
It's not looking good for me at all. All my weekends is jacked.
All right, so we got to pick a day in the week and do it.
It's got to be during the week. Yep, because I have dance competitions for the rest of my life. It seems like so. We'll get one. Man, we'll get on the schedule.
Yeah, we'll figure it out and we'll let the Patrons know. We're gonna try to get I don't want to miss another month.
Yep. Shaq restructure. Dave. It was announced that Shaq has restructured his contract again for the second consecutive year, freeing up $5 million in cap space for the Carolina Panthers. Any thoughts on this, Dave?
What we trying to do, man? I got two. I know we're gonna go over all the restructures. I got 2 theories of what we might gonna do with. And it's not just this one. The one theory is we're going to cut somebody. I think you guys can figure out who that somebody is.
Sam?
Yep.
Nah, I don't think we're going to cut him. I think they'll try. That'll be like the last resort.
But my point is that they're preparing because I know we're going to get into the rumors. I know we're going to get into the rumors.
We got a shit ton of rumors to get, a whole lot of rumors to get to.
But I don't know if you got the one about them talking about how the value of Sam Darnold's trade value has cratered.
Got that one. It's up there. I got it. We're talking about all that shit, bro. A lot to talk about.
If that shit's cratered, that means we're gonna have to take the hit on the cap hit to pay him.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that when we get there. There's a lot of ways to get around that, but
shout out to Shaq. I mean, but this is how you do restructures, man. You restructure the good players, and there's no shame in this. So this was good.
Yeah. So just to kind of put it into context, though, Shaq Thompson, if we restructure him, it saves us $5.1 million, right? And guess what his cap number is going to be next season, Dave? Which would be the last year of his contract.
Like
which means
and shit.
It's going to be $25 million is his cap hit next year. That's the problem with the restructures, right? You have to pay the piper at some point. We do, if you want to cut them, you could save some money a little bit. But yeah, you got to pay the piper, dog.
You could extend them.
You could extend them. Yep, you could extend them. That is certainly a
possibility. You can spread the money out.
Yo, Fritz Tang is definitely stimulating, bro. All these super chats is crazy, bro. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, man. So, but Shaq Thompson, $24 million next year. That's just what happens with that's kicking the can down the road. It gives us flexibility now, but you got to pay the piper at some point. So that's just the reality of the situation. No, it's not all guaranteed. It's not all guaranteed next year. The only thing that's guaranteed is his bonuses. So let me see. Let me go back. His bonuses are guaranteed, which is what he would get. He would get. Sorry, I got to go back and redo this. Calculator. Give me a second, y'all. I wasn't planning to do this on the fly, but we'll make it happen for the people. All right. So he restructures this year, and then next year, if we cut him, or do something else with him, or trade him, or something like that. No, I'm looking at this con. Never mind. I take that back, because he's guaranteed at least $11 million based off this calculator that I'm doing, and then his base salary is $12 million. So you could save approximately $12 million, about $13 million, because he has non-prorated bonuses as well. Because you could save about $13 million if you cut him. But that's, Shaq is balling. Like I think it was a good player to restructure because again, he's a part of the long-term plan. So I think he's solid. He's solid. So Shaq is cool. Shaq is cool. I my energy was completely different last year. I thought he was way overpaid, but I think he played to his contract. He
played to his contract, yo.
This season he played to it, and then hopefully next season he follows it up again. But yeah, I'm not mad at his contract. I'm not mad at his contract. All right. Another restructure, Dave, Taylor Moton. Taylor Moton also restructured his contract. Let's talk about where he left us. He left us with he freed up $11 million. But now let's check out his contract now.
He just signed that deal, by the way, just so you know.
He just signed that deal. Yeah, he just signed that deal.
But
that's a good. No, that's good. That's the best ones
because then you can stretch it. You can stretch it.
Have more years to stretch it. Yeah. So those ones the deals that are just signed, those are the best ones to restructure. Those that are short, like Shaq Thompson's, are the worst ones to restructure because you have no money to spread it out between. Like that's why his cap hit is $24 million. Shaq's is next year, right? Moton, you've got 4 years to play with. You got 4 years to spread the money out. So it makes more sense. So next year, his cap hit will be, let's see, a cap hit will be $24 million in 2023, $24 million in 2024, and $24 million in 2025. That's his cap hits for the rest. And you can't do anything with his contract until 2024. When you talk about cutting, releasing, trading, anything else adds to the cap. So it makes zero sense. So again, you only do it with players that are going to be a part of the long-term plan. Those are the only guys you do restructure with. You restructure guys that are not part of long-term plan, you're going to have to pay a lot of money to get rid of them. So it makes sense. All right. So let's see. Anything else with Taylor Moton?
Nah, man. Shut him.
You muted, Dave. Yeah, you muted. You still muted. You are still muted, Dave. Still muted.
Can you hear me now?
Now, yep.
All right, hold on. That was weird. Okay.
So yeah, man, it's good for him, and I'm happy that he decided to do it. Oh God.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to Gilly because we talked about this last week, I think, but it's all but confirmed that he's hitting the open market. I think they had offered something to him and he didn't. It ain't enough. So word on the street, he's going to hit the open market. And obviously, he's going to get a bag. Somebody's going to pay him or overpay him, however you want to say it. He's going to get paid somewhere else, which pretty much started the whole thing with his wife on Twitter and all that good stuff. So, it kind of is what it is with Stephon, bro. He's going to hit the open market, and the chances are that he is not going to be a Carolina Panther next year. Any thoughts on that?
It was a 2023 6th-round pick, right?
2023 6th-round pick that we traded for him, yes.
Yeah. Wasn't much, but still, bro. We couldn't even get this deal done. That says a lot.
No, we can't get a lot of deals done. And same thing's going to happen with Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick is walking, or excuse me, he's likely to walk once he hits the open market. He's back-to-back 10+ sack seasons. Somebody's going to pay him. It is what it is. All right. So that's why you use the franchise tag to prevent players from hitting the open market. Which is why we both expected at least one of these guys to get tagged, but it appears that our sights are, and this goes back to what I said. When we go all in on fixing the situation, we got a quarterback situation that we're trying to fix. This is kind of the domino effect of going all in on quarterback, because you got to free up some money if you're trying to go the free agent route, or you got to get rid of some. To get some draft capital, you got to get rid of some. We'll talk about all that in a second, but there's a domino effect that's happening with the Panthers right now, and it sucks. But it kind of is what it is. It kind of is what it is, man. I don't know, bro. Your guess is as good as mine with why we didn't tag Hassan. I think they just didn't want to pay
because they've been listening to some of the Panthers fan base that doesn't think he was worth the money. Where's the pass rush?
Where's the pass rush? That's what y'all gonna be doing next year. When we can't sack the quarterback, y'all gonna go, where's the pass rush? I'm be like, yo,
and then y'all gonna be like, team. Then they're gonna be like, yo, man, we can't cover nobody.
We should have kept Hassan. That's what y'all gonna say. But it is what it is.
Yo, I can't.
It is what it is.
I think this was the most no-brainer re-signing that we could have done, and we did not do it. And that lowers the bar of what I expect out of free agency too, by the way, guys. Like, terrible.
I certainly hope you right. Why Big Jordan? I certainly hope you right. He in year 3, he got to take a big step, but that's what's going to happen. If he don't take the next step, and Frankie Louvu can't fulfill that role, it was all fine and dandy when he was playing 25% of snaps, but when that increases to 75-80% of snaps, can you still be that effective? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. But I think they put their faith in Frankie Louvu and these other young guys that they have on the roster. Only time will tell. Brian Burns, same thing. We gotta get more out of him. So we'll see what happens. All right. So let's move on. Real quick, current cap situation. This is where we currently stand after the 2 restructures. We're at like 29 million. Spot Tracks reports 31 million. So around 30, we'll just call it 30 million. And keep in mind, you typically reserve $7 to $10 million for your for your rookie class. And so that's kind of where we're sitting at when it comes to money we can use to re-sign guys. I don't think they're done because you can still cut guys. You can still release guys to free up some cap. So I don't think they're going to stop here. And we got to talk about a couple of more things.
So the cap. Did they update the cap number? Because they officially announced the cap for this upcoming year.
They always have it up to date.
Okay.
And then go ahead.
It's 208 million, I believe.
And they announced that a long time ago.
Really?
That was the ceiling. But then we rolled over some. That's why we have ours is 212. Yeah. Yep. So we knew that a long time ago. All right. So let's go here. Let's keep it moving. Dave, we got to unpack these rumors, man, because I don't know what the hell is going on. Honestly, I don't know what the hell is going on with the Panthers. There is so much this going here, going there. Rumor, offensive lineman is 6, quarterback is 6, trade back. I don't know what's going on. So we're gonna try to unpack each one of them and kind of say if it's fact or fiction, Dave. But I've heard offensive lineman is 6. Dave, they're saying if NC State's Ekwonu isn't the number one overall pick, somebody else is going to take him. That potentially lends that Linderbaum could be a pick at 6. I've heard Charles Cross, who is pictured here, could be an option at 6. Dave, what are your thoughts on taking an offensive lineman at number 6?
I think this is the best option if we're stuck at 6. If we're at 6 and we have to take a pick, this is what we should do. We should take our offensive lineman. And I know you guys want a quarterback, but we should take an offensive lineman. Like and I don't know what else you got for the rumor mill, but there's only 3 options in my eyes, right? Either we're going to take an offensive lineman at 6. If we stay at 6, let me be clear. We're either going to take an offensive lineman at 6, or we're going to take a quarterback at 6, or we're going to take a defensive player at 6. And if you ask me what
Fitterer said is quarterback. It could be smoke screen. I'm just telling you what Fitterer said. He said offensive lineman or quarterback. Those are the 2 positions he mentioned.
I don't give a damn what he mentions. The
All right,
third option. The third option.
What he said.
I know what he said. The third option is we could take a defensive player. And let me tell you something, guys. If we rank what we should do, the order goes offensive line, defensive player, quarterback, in that order. That's my opinion. And I know some of you guys are like thinking I'm tripping saying quarterback's the third option. And all I'm going to say is this. We don't have another pick until the 4th round.
Yeah. Did you see my mock draft Monday today?
No, I did not.
That's what I did. I took a quarterback at number 6, and that draft was trash. You hear me? Complete trash.
You can't take a quarterback at 6. Like, you can't take a quarterback at 6 and expect it. Like, and if you do decide to take a quarterback, there's only one you could take at 6 and actually get some type of return off of it. There's only one. Because you got to take a quarterback that's going to be able to mask some of the weaknesses.
Yeah.
There's only one guy that you can take at 6 that can do that.
Yeah, I agree. But
it ain't who the talk of the town of who people think they're gonna go with, because there's rumors about who Tepper wants too. If they go with that option,
and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
They're gonna get that man killed.
My thought process, Dave, and we don't know what could happen, Dave. Anything could happen between now and the draft. But my thought, and this is why it's really difficult to predict. But if it's me, and I'm in the room, if it's not Ekwonu, if it's not Evan Neal, I'm trading back. If it's not one of those 2 guys, I am trading back. There's too many other guys you can select. I think it gets the gray area is real funny. But if it's not one of those 2 guys, I am trading back.
They'll both be gone before we get to 6. I think.
That's
Neal
it.
and
I know. I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you, Dave. I agree with you.
So you don't think there's no lineman worth taking? You don't think there's no offensive lineman worth taking?
I think it gets, because I like Linderbaum. I like Cross. I don't think he fits the scheme that we're trying to run. He's more of a pass protecting offensive lineman, in my opinion, than he is a road grader. I think Penning, there's so many guys that you can take if you trade back. Penning, Linderbaum, Pickett, Willis. There's like 4 guys you can get if you trade back.
So here's the question. We gave the GM and this coaching staff heat about the amount that we trade back. This fan base has. Do you risk that and potentially trading too far back and potentially losing any of all those guys?
No. I mean, you have to have a trade partner. Like, all right, you have to have a trade partner, and you have to. It has to be the right compensation, right? But there's a lot of guys there. Jordan Davis. Somebody said Jordan Davis. You damn right. Jordan Davis. There's like 5 or 6 guys that if I would feel good. One of those guys is gonna be there if I trade back to like pick. I would say I wouldn't go past 12. That's 12 is pushing it. I would like to stay in the top 10, and you have to have a trade partner. I understand that. You can't just trade with yourself. This is all hypothetical situation. But there's only 2 guys I'm taking at number 6. 2 guys.
Offensive lineman.
Ekwonu, Evan Neal. That is it. That's it, bro. I'm trading back if they're not there. That's just me.
But what if there's like the top defensive guys there? Like what if the kid from Oregon?
I think
is
there's
there?
other. It's
or
other
Jordan
guys.
Davis.
I think it's other guys. It's true. They could fall. Absolutely. I think Jordan Davis will be there. My opinion. I think he'll be there.
So would you be mad if they take Jordan Davis at 6?
Would I be mad? I would probably be mad initially, but I love Jordan Davis. I love Jordan Davis, bro. I think he's a.
I'm telling
you, put him next to Derrick Brown.
Like,
you put him next to Derrick Brown, you got some serious problems on your hand. Like you got good luck. So I understand it. I get it. But we got a lot of issues, man. And
bro, I get it, but that's my point, right? You got to think about the draft capital we currently have. If we cannot get a trade partner, we got to take a guy at 6. That's why my order is offensive line, defensive player, quarterback. You cannot take a quarterback at 6 under any circumstances, bro. I don't give a damn how you guys feel about Sam Darnold. You cannot take a quarterback at 6.
It's tough,
Can't
bro.
do it. You can't do it.
All right, so great segue, Dave, because these two guys, we've met with all the quarterbacks, right? That's if y'all don't know who that is, that's Desmond Ridder right there in the middle and Malik Willis next to him. The word on the street, Dave, is that we like Malik Willis. We like both of these cats. Matt Rule likes both of these dudes. That's the word on the street. Word on the street. They were impressed with Malik Willis in his interview. He looked good at the combine. He tested well. Ridder did a great job, and I'm happy with Ridder because Ridder had a rough season. I don't think he had as much. I don't think he had as good a season I was anticipating. I liked Ridder last year. I was a little disappointed in his performance this year. I think he didn't improve on a lot of things I was anticipating him improving on. So Ridder's another guy that they both like. So I think you're going to have an option for quarterback if you trade back. I think Malik Willis, I think Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder for sure is going to be there in the second round. If you can get some picks, you can get Desmond Ridder in the second.
No, you can. I'm talking about Malik. Like, I don't think Malik is going to fall out of the top 10. Thanks. Appreciate it, first time.
Appreciate it. Man, he dropping mad
money. And he's a pitcher. And he's an MVP for what I understand. So you
appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
But I'm not doubting that Malik's probably worth it at 6. I just think with the needs that we have, bro. And by the way, just to be for transparency's sake, Malik Willis is the quarterback you can take at 6, and maybe you can hide some of the weaknesses that we have. But I just think we have so many holes, bro. And I think we're taking him at 6. And we're taking him at 6 because we need a quarterback. But
yeah,
any other draft,
we are doing there. Yo, this quarterback position right now, we are so thirsty. The QB thirst. I think I talked about this last year. But Dave, the QB thirst is on full display, dog. And I have no clue what we're gonna do, dog. Nobody in Panther Nation has. I don't even think they know. I don't even think the Panthers organization. I don't even think they have direction on this quarterback situation because we're talking about these two quarterbacks, guy. We're talking about these two guys, Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder. But Dave, there's another layer to this. Tep loves Pickett. So what the hell do we do?
It goes back to my discussion. It goes back to my discussion, right? So we're going to truly find out. Well, we know who's going to make the call. But I promise you, there's one thing I trust Ben McAdoo to do, and Ben McAdoo knows how to evaluate quarterbacks. And if Ben McAdoo puts Malik, no, he ordered the 2018 quarterbacks to a T, bro. He knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? And Pickett's got small hands, so, he ain't got no chance, man, unless Tepper wants him. That's the only chance he has if Tep says I want him. Here's the thing, man. If we take this guy with the 6th pick, ooh, buddy, this is gonna be bad, bro. He gonna get killed. Because he needs help around him.
I don't know, dog. It's just this is from this is John Clayton. Like this is again, I don't know if this is where he got his sources, but this dude ain't just some dude. This is not some dude on Twitter, right? This is a somewhat legit source. You know what I'm saying? So I think Kenny Pickett's going to slide, to be honest with you. I think he's going to fall. Personally, I think because of the hand size, there is a correlation between hand size. It matters. It matters. It does matter. The hand size thing is legit. He has some fumble issues, bro. It matters. That's why he wears those gloves to grip the football better. I'm concerned. Yeah, Mike Vick has some things to negate that. He had something called wheels. Okay, and I don't that can help you out avoiding the contact. There is a correlation between hand size and success in the NFL. We talk about 40 times, how they don't matter. We talk about all the stats. But fam, hand size matters in the NFL, dog. It does. It's just a fact. So I think he's gonna fall.
He might fall, but I'm gonna tell you this. We need to.
It does, man.
It does. So I think it goes back to my conversation about what quarterback at 6. Like, if we're gonna believe what Fitterer said about is either gonna be offensive line or quarterback, then that tells me that it's either if, like you said, if Iquanu or Neal is gone at 6, then we're gonna probably take a quarterback at that spot. I just don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't agree with it. And if we take a quarterback, you better pray to God it's Malik Willis, because we're not going to be able to put the pieces around him. Now, we got free agency. So free agency, we might be able to pick. We got free agency. You know, we might be able to get some folks. We might be able to overpay folks.
We're not going to listen. We're not going to go into the draft without some offensive line help. Like, it's not going to happen. We're going to get somebody, whether he's good or not. We're going to get some guards, right? We're going to get some guard play to help us out. So I don't think we're going to go into the draft with like major holes. They're going to try to figure something out. Maybe James Daniels, maybe we can somebody, but we're not going to. No, I just got. Go ahead.
Here's another dilemma you got. If you're like out here, if we got to take a player, I lost my train of thought, man. Keep going. I forgot what.
No, I just read this. John Miller. I just want John Miller off this team. That's funny. Free agency officially starts March 16th. Yeah. But you'll start to see deals announced before that. There's a tampering window that's open. You'll see deals announced before that.
Yeah, pick it.
I love Zion Johnson too, bro. I love Zion Johnson. He's a good player, bro. That's what I'm saying. That trade back, bro, is so many.
You know what's funny though? They didn't really.
It's so much.
They didn't really talk. They didn't really talk about trading back. Did you notice that?
They did. Wait,
what did they say?
Scott Fitterer said that he would trade back if the package was right. Pause. Like if they got a good enough offer, and I think under certain circumstances, like if an Ikem Ekwonu, if an Evan Neal, if those guys aren't there, I think they will trade back. I think it's too many players, bro. And we can go through the exercise in a mock draft and talk about it. But Cash says, as long as we don't have John Sachs happen, Miller, that's funny.
God.
I'll be fine. Yo, that's funny. That is funny. Yo, that's funny. That's what he said. Sacks happen.
Man said sacks happen.
Hunter Gumtree, he says the QBs who fumbled the most last year had bigger than average hands, so I'm not taking too much stock into those. Burrow has 9 Man, this is pause, man. Oh. Burrow has 9-inch hand size. It's different. Under 9 inches is a red. All right, do we have to pull up the stats? Like, because I'm telling you, 9-inch hands is like the average size. Like that's where you want to be, right? And they were trying to throw him under the bus with the hand size last year, right? They were trying to get at him, but under 9 inches. Pause on this, man. Fam, that's a problem.
I remember what I was gonna say. If we draft a quarterback at 6, that means Darnold cannot be on this team. He cannot. Let me be clear. He cannot be on this team if we draft a quarterback at 6. He has to go. Dennis, that's not my job.
Is funny. That's funny. Yo, you keep it coming, man. Those are funny. But yeah, man. Dog. True. This is true. Pause on this, man. But yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, I'm just telling y'all, man, it matters. that it matters, man. I'm trying to tell you, it definitely matters. You ain't gotta believe me. Statistics speak for themselves, man. It matters, bro. And I think Pickett is gonna fall because of that. I'm just telling y'all.
It's not a bad
Pickett,
thing.
Man.
Not a thought. I'm done with Pickett. It's not a bad thing if we let Sam go, but it gives you more reason why we're out here restructuring because we're going to take the cap hit because nobody's going to want to trade for Sam, bro. Like nobody's jumping for George for Sam Darnold.
Hey man, y'all boys is funny, man.
Stop, man. Keep it moving. Yeah. Keep it moving.
Nah, that was funny, man. Yo, that's funny. It's low-key funny. All right. Steve. Sam Darnold. His stock is tanking. We already knew that. He has no real value to this team. So they're saying that one player I talked to a few people about in the Panthers was Panthers QB Sam Darnold, right? Albert Breer from what's his name? I don't know where he's from. I forgot where he's from. He
NFL
says
Network.
His NFL Network says his value has cratered, and it seems like the Panthers might need to eat some of his money to deal him. The same thing we did with Teddy Bridgewater last year.
But the difference between that and this is that Teddy Bridgewater
That's
wasn't
funny.
This terrible.
Yo, this is funny. This is funny, man. Shout out to Landon with the super chat, man. Y'all coming through with the super chats,
y'all
man.
Need to stop with.
It's funny. That's funny.
Different. Like I think Teddy's value didn't crater to the point of we're not sure he can start in the NFL. The media is the problem, Irvin.
Yo, that's funny, man. Yo, that is funny. He's killing all the offensive linemen, bro. You got to give Pat Eflin one too. You got to give Pat Eflin one.
Pat didn't say nothing. Everybody else said he's cool. That's what makes it more hilarious.
Yeah, he ain't get in front of the media, so we don't got nothing to quote him on. But yeah, man. But dog, yeah. So Sam Darnold, his trade value, he has no value. Everybody keeps drumming up these situations about us getting something. Yo, fam.
If we get a 7th round pick, we won, bro. If we get a 7th round pick for his ass, we won. Like if we get anything for him, like even if it's like a 2024 7th round pick, we won.
It won't even be that. It's gonna be like a conditional pick. And he got something we will never get.
Dog,
and
if
like
we take
yo,
a quarterback
for real
at 6,
talk,
we're gonna cut him.
Real talk, like we would have to eat the vast majority of his contract. He's making $18 million guaranteed. We will have to eat the vast majority of that contract to move him. Like you talking about maybe like $15 million of that just to move him.
Fam. I think we're going to eat more than that. I think we're going to eat like 17 and a half. Like we're going to eat the bulk of that.
That's how much we're going to have to
95% of the contract. And then we might not, and then we'll get a conditional pick if we're lucky for 2025. We're not going to get nothing, bro.
Yeah. We might
as well cut him. At that point, we might just cut him. 2028 7th round pick. That's pretty much what it'll be.
Shout out to Akash with another super chat, bro. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's a mess, bro. You're gonna have to package him up and put him in the fine print or something. That's the only way we get rid of Sam, bro. It's a mess. And we just keep compounding the problem by being overly aggressive with the thirst. The QB thirst is what landed Sam Darnold in the first place. We made the same mistake with Teddy Bridgewater. We had to pay somebody to take him. Now we got to pay somebody to take Sam. And we keep showing this overly, just super thirsty, bro. We super thirsty for the quarterback position, man. And so these desperation moves keep putting us in these scenarios where we have to this is why we're in the situation we're in now. We have to restructure all these contracts to free up cap space because we got Sam Darnold making $18 million. We don't have no draft capital because of Sam Darnold. Like it's a mess. Like Sam Darnold ruined this team. Like he has. Everything surrounding Sam Darnold has ruined this team for 2023 or 2022-2023. No draft capital, no cap room because of this dude and the thirst around that deal.
Sam out here hustling backwards, bro.
And we keep showing the same thirst, Dave. Shout out to Hunter. Shout out to Hunter with the super chat. Says we'll be lucky to get a 7th round and have them eat a quarter of the contract for Sam. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what we got to do. It's gonna have to be overly overly
This is worse
bad.
than
Like,
Bridgewater. This is worse than Bridgewater. Way worse.
We'll get
Way
nothing.
worse.
Yeah, we'll be far worse than Teddy. Far worse. It'll equate what he put on the field. Trash. It'll be way worse. Landon says Sam situation equals Russell Westbrook situation in LA, bro. I don't know nothing about that situation. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Dog, do you know how much Russell Westbrook's he's got a player option for $47 million next season for LA, bro. $47 million. They can't trade him. Nobody's gonna take that pick. Dog, all I'm gonna say is this. Matt Rule's indecisiveness to decide what type of thing that he was trying to do, whether he was trying to build a program or try to win now, is costing him, and it's going to cost him his job. You know, but anyway, moving on.
It's a mess. It's a mess with Sam. Stock down for Sam. Oh, okay. So let me ask you this, Dave. Let me ask you this, Dave. Do you think Sam Darnold is going to be on the team week 1?
If we draft a quarterback, no. If we draft a quarterback at the first round pick, no. No.
So if he's not, they're rolling with PJ Walker as the backup and just the rookie quarterback. Okay.
Maybe Cam.
Cool.
Maybe they re-sign Cam for cheap.
Maybe.
But I think that if they plan on taking a quarterback at 6, there's no way in hell Sam's on the roster. No way.
Dave, guess who is back? We can't let it die, Dave. Deshaun Watson is. They're making me relapse on these. They're making me relapse on these pros, huh? We addressing all the rumors, dog. These are all the rumors that are out there. Deshaun Watson. It's been said that the Washington Commanders and the Carolina Panthers still remain interested in Deshaun Watson, bro. We're still tied. We're still tied to this fact.
Dog. I'm not. Look, we need to just move the hell on. I'm gonna tell you why. The Washington Commanders called about Patrick Mahomes. That's all I need to hear about that. So we can just go ahead and move on from this. Supposedly they called every NFL team asking about their quarterback. So we can go ahead and move on from this. He still has a no trade clause.
So you don't think it's no, it's likely? You don't think all these restructures we're doing is to kind of take on that?
No. I stand by it's all about getting rid of Sam if we take a quarterback at 6. No. Because they were down in Indianapolis for a whole week to figure out trade values for players. And we're going to talk about another person that was discussed when it comes to a trade value. But they were down there all week. They probably was like, so what do you want for Sam? And they just laughed him out the building. Laughed him out Lucas Oil Stadium or whatever it's called now. Laughed him out the stadium, bro. No trade clause. He ain't coming here. He doesn't want to come here. He already told us no. No means no.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Yeah. Moving on.
I see what you did. Moving on, Dave. Dave, we also been tied to Mitch.
I'm not mad at this.
We've been tied to. I'm mad at it. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this shit, man. Nah, we gotta pick. This is to me. This is no different from what we've done with Sam Darnold. To me,
nah, he's
like
way
fix
better
the problem, bro.
He's way
fix
better
the problem, man. Fix the problem. They're talking about negotiating this contract to $10 million and taking the $10 million. Like we just keep repeating the same shit. Oh, like these retread quarterbacks, dog. That's not working, fam. It's not working. It's not working. Let's stop with it. And it's no disrespect to Mitch. It's just like, yo, we got to stop doing this. Like, when do we get the message that, yo, this is not it? Again, Panthers, Steelers, Commanders, Giants, Broncos, all listed and believed to be in the mix for Trubisky.
I wouldn't be that mad at this. This would be one of the better things that they've done.
That's cap, Dave. That's cap. So Alex says, would you take at 6?
At least I've seen this guy be successful in the NFL. I've never seen Sam Darnold be successful in the NFL.
That's true.
True. Absolutely, I would take him over what we currently have.
Address this question real quick, Dave. You taking Malik at 6? He's being compared to Deshaun. That's what they're saying. That's what this super chat says.
We need to quit
shout out to Alex.
These quarterbacks to Deshaun. Let's start there.
That's true.
Like, we got to stop that. Like, why are we setting the bar so high for Malik Willis? Like, a few months prior to the end of the season, there were folks saying that there weren't any first round great quarterbacks, and now all of a sudden we're willing to take one at 6. Like, which one is it? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, the evaluations.
I don't
the
get
evaluations
it,
for these quarterbacks are all over the place. It's all over the place.
Like, they were saying that there was none of them. Like, going into the Senior Bowl, they were saying none of these guys is worth a first round pick, and we out here willing to take one at 6. Somebody help me understand. Like, please.
I don't know, bro. I'm trading back. I'm telling y'all that. A Cash says no Trubisky. We can't afford another project. I agree with you, brother.
That man had a double-digit winning season.
So you guys are saying we're ruined. Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, we're ruined. Shout out to Fritz saying another super chat. Hunter says Trubisky struggles with deep passes, bro.
This ain't our offense, bro. That's not our offense anyway. So we're good. Hasn't Teddy Bridgewater and Sam Darnold teach y'all anything? We don't slang it in the offense, and they don't slang it in McAdoo.
We got a Mac. They don't, but we do have a new offensive coordinator, McAdoo. That's not his style.
And he's
either.
more of a run game type of guy. Like, these quarterbacks ain't gotta throw it 60 yards. It's more about rhythm, But I digress, man. I'm tired of explaining how offense is supposed to work. We out here got You know what I'm saying? People think we got Eric Bieniemy as offensive coordinator when we got closer to Mike Shula. So, like, moving on, man.
But yeah, man. So Trubisky, we've been tied to that again. Okay, so Dave, let me ask you this, because I believe this is the last quarterback. Let me ask you this. I mean, we literally love the in on every deal moniker when he said that shit. When Federer was hired, in on every deal. And we are literally tied to every single quarterback. How do you feel? Like, how do you feel about it? Is this good? Because it was cute at first, and now shit is getting ridiculous.
Nah, it's good. Because then we'll be the first ones complaining when we're not trying to find people when folks are getting picked up. Like, I think people love the fact that we traded for Stephon Gilmore. I think people like the C.J. Henderson trade. Like, I think it's good that we're in on every deal. I'd rather have it this route than the way it used to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but in on every deal also landed us Sam Darnold.
Nah, I mean, sure.
And it could, if this draft doesn't go well, it could set us back a couple of years.
Well, we're already set back 1 year. I mean, like,
Rule gonna fix it, man.
I put a post on Twitter. And I think a lot of people I don't think folks was willing to hear what I said, but I said, if we take a QB at 6, that doesn't stop us from going 3-14 next year, son. It doesn't.
No, that's true.
It does not.
True. I agree with that.
I think people don't realize that. Like, I think folks think, we'll take a quarterback, let's fix our problems. Nah, fam. If we take a quarterback, 3-14 can still happen. Like, even with a quarterback. And that means that quarterback's career is going to be ruined. Which is why I'm not really like an advocate of doing it. Because nobody's convinced me of how it went from, we ain't got no quarterbacks in this draft, worth taking the first round, to we'll take one in the top 10. I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. All right. So Dave, we got to move on to talk about Robbie Anderson.
Now, Robbie Anderson, away from Sam Darnold as soon as possible, bro. He trying to get away from Sam Darnold as soon as possible. He out here holding out to get his bag. Just to get away from Sam. He is out here getting away.
And let me tell you something about Robbie. He played
possible.
He played this so well. Robbie Anderson is the real MVP. If you want to be honest, Robbie Anderson said, "I'm not coming." Okay. So let's talk about this for a second. Let's go talk about the history of Robbie Anderson and the Carolina Panthers. He signs with the Carolina Panthers, elated, gets to play with Teddy Bridgewater, happy. Has his first 1,000-yard season ever in his career. Great. All right. They cut Teddy Bridgewater or trade him or whatever. Then we get to the offseason, and all of a sudden, Robbie gets missing.
No. You missed one part. They traded for Sam. They traded for Sam Darnold.
You're right.
And then Robbie got missing.
Yes, you're right. My bad. Very important piece of the story. They go get Sam Darnold. Robbie Anderson gets missing during training camp. A mini holdout.
No, it wasn't a mini holdout. It wasn't a mini holdout. It was a silent holdout. It wasn't mini because he held out, My man wasn't there, bro.
He went back to Miami. He said, I ain't fooling with these dudes. He got his bag, got his extension, 3-year deal, got paid.
And he was back.
And now he was back just fine. And then, Dave, you recall throughout the season, he was cussing Sam Darnold out on the sidelines. We go get Cam. He does a press conference with Cam Newton, Dave. You remember that one? Remember that after the Arizona W?
Smiling.
They do the press, smiling, happy. We ain't never seen Robbie happy. Now, Cam Newton's a free agent. Teddy Bridgewater gone. But who remains, Dave?
Sam
Darnold remains. And now, after we just extended this cat, Robbie Anderson is getting folded in trade talks. You can't make this shit up, Dave.
I told y'all not to resign this man.
Yeah, we said it, bro.
I told y'all he didn't want to play with Sam. I told y'all this. And you guys out here talking about, nah, man, we got to get Teddy out of here. Not thinking about the dynamics of everything else around it. That man said he signed with Carolina to play with Teddy Bridgewater. And now you got rid of him and brought back the quarterback he ran away from. Of course that man wants a trade. And of course he got his bag before asking for said trade.
Facts.
Maybe it's
low key. This is one of the best finesse moves I ever seen, yo. Robbie Anderson is the real MVP, dog. He got his bag and then is going to force a trade because his man's is no longer a Panther. Shout out to Robbie, man.
You know what? I agree, Steve DeReeve. He is a Matt Rule guy, but you know what he's not? He's not a Sam Darnold guy.
Not a Sam Darnold guy.
He's not a Sam Darnold guy. He ain't a Samuel Darnold guy, my man.
Yo, that's funny. That is hilarious.
At all. The numbers shows he's not a Sam Darnold guy. He's a Teddy Bridgewater guy. He's a Cam Newton guy. He ain't a Sam Darnold guy. Shit, he might even be a Joe Flacco guy, but he ain't a Sam Darnold guy.
I like that, Taisha. She says the Florida finesse. I like that. That's a great. Yo, we definitely got finesse, yo. Yo, we got finesse, dog. We did get Robbie Anderson finessed the Carolina Panthers, man. It is what it is. But Dave, Robbie Anderson's name has been floated, and then it was said that the Patriots have inquired about his services. And again, I don't think it went anywhere. It was just exploratory. And again, we're listening to offers. And this goes back to my original conversation about the restructures. It's very important that you look to see who is restructured and who isn't. Dave, what did we say about who the best guys to restructure their contracts?
The players that are going to be around a while, the players in their prime.
The players that are going to be around and they're a part of the long-term plan of the Carolina Panthers. Robbie Anderson is a top target. If you look at his contract, he is one of the best guys to restructure, and we haven't done it yet. His contract is one of the better contracts to restructure. It frees up a lot of cap, and we haven't done it. Dave, you want to know who another guy we haven't restructured yet? This guy. He's another one that's a very good contract to restructure, and we haven't done it. Why haven't we restructured those two contracts?
Trying to trade him. Trying to get him out of here, man. What is this fan base going? What are the CMC fans going to do when we trade his ass? What are they going to do? Denver would love to have him, by the way. Be a pretty dope story. I just don't know if Denver wants that contract. You know what I'm saying? Since his dad played there for a long time, too. A legend in Denver. But,
Dave,
yeah, man.
Two names being floating. Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey. It's out there, Dave. It's in the streets.
How big of a cap hit would it be if we cut him this year?
We would add. So you got to look at it from a couple of different standpoints. It technically, all right, so
guys. Just so you know, guys, don't. I just want to know hypotheticals. I don't think we're going to cut him, but I'm just curious.
Give me a second, Dave. Christian McCaffrey. Let me cut him and see what happens. If we trade Christian McCaffrey, right, we would add $4 million to the cap. Technically, it would be a, let me see. technically we would pay him $18 million. It would be $18 million cap hit. Like we would pay him $18 million, but it would add only $4 million to the cap because we're already paying him $14 million this season anyway. Does that make sense?
Yes, but if we cut him,
it's the same. It's the same.
Really? So whether we trade or cut him?
Yeah, it's the same.
Because
it's the bonus. The bonus. No, hold on. My bad. I misspoke. Okay. Because the bonuses. My bad. I misspoke. If we cut him, you add $12 million to the cap. Oh. So you would pay him $26.6 million in one season. That would drop our cap down to $11 million. So it's definitely more advantageous to trade than it is to cut. This is why you're seeing it tied to a trade.
So, okay, well, we'll see, man. They want a first-round pick and a player. They're not going to get that. They'll be lucky to get a first. They're not getting that. They're extremely lucky to get a first. That's why when that Buffalo Bills trade was proposed last week, I was like, yo, I'd take that shit in a heartbeat. You give me the Buffalo Bills pick and for Christian McCaffrey straight up, I'm taking that. I'm taking that. I think it's a win-win. I think it's a win-win personally. Because you know what's so valuable about that deal that nobody's talking about? That fifth-year option that you get with that pick. You get a fifth-year option with that pick. That would be two players that we would get fifth-year options on in this draft. That's very important, bro. So I would have took that shit in a heartbeat, bro. If that was on the table, give me that. And I think Christian McCaffrey would benefit from that too because he's playing with a legit quarterback, and the whole offense wouldn't revolve around him. Buffalo would be a terror if they had Christian McCaffrey, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's a perfect fit.
Who would beat them? Yo, who would beat them if they had McCaffrey?
It's a perfect. Yo, I would be on the first thing smoking in Buffalo if I'm Christian McCaffrey, dog. I would be out.
You got Josh Allen out there. He's a running threat. He can sling it to Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis and all these other cats that they got. And then you got McCaffrey that could run the damn slot.
Bro,
I would.
And they let anybody let go of Beasley. Anybody let go of Beasley.
Man,
bro, I would do this shit in a heartbeat, dog. I would do this shit in a heartbeat. First round pick, C-Mac, we love you, bro. It just didn't work out. Best of luck to you. Shout out to the Bills. Go and get you one.
Fam, he missed 23 of 33 games. 20, dog. My man played 10 games for Matt Rule out of 33 games, bro. 10 games. 10 games.
Bro, I'm letting him go, bro. I love C-Mac, bro. I got the 22 jerseys too. The real ones too, not the fake ones. I got two of them. I love C-Mac, bro. But the reality is that, yo, fam, you got to produce.
If we get a first round pick for him, we got to do it.
You got to take the first round pick, dog. You have to
and the cap difference that you said, $4 million versus $4 million over versus 12, it's more manageable to trade him.
Yep.
Period. So we can replace a running back, bro. I mean, this Super Bowl ain't taught y'all nothing, huh?
Yeah.
So
we'll see. I mean, first round pick and a player. Good luck with that. That's why he's going to be on our roster in 2020, 2022, 2023.
Would you be devastated if my man don't get hurt anymore after he gets traded? If he gets traded to another team?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't at all. Absolutely not. That's the game of the game, bro. Dave, even with healthy, how many dubs is we getting? I go back to the dubs. We got to get a quarterback. Get Christian McCaffrey a viable quarterback, man. So we don't have to run the entire offense around CMC.
If multiple NFL teams been calling him, man, we got to trade him. We have to trade him.
Christian McCaffrey gonna be on our roster, bro.
I don't know, bro.
But I go back to the restructures though, Dave.
The Shaq restructure pretty much pays for this trade if we trade him. That's the way I see it.
Much. Yeah, pretty much.
I think for me, it's a no-brainer. You need to go ahead and do it.
But again, I go back because Dave, let me restructure both Robbie Anderson and Christian McCaffrey's contract, and let me tell you why it makes complete sense for us to restructure them. You should be, as a Panthers fan, you should be questioning why we haven't restructured their contracts. So you get $5 million or $6 million to restructure Robbie Anderson, right? We just freed up $5 million for Shaq. Why not do $6 million for Robbie Anderson if he's a part of the long-term plan? Mm-hmm. David, you also get another $5.5 million for Christian McCaffrey. That's an additional $10 million. That would put us close to $40 million in cap space. So if you're trying to free up the cap, why not restructure those?
Yeah. So
you should be, as Panther fans, you should be questioning, put 2 and 2 together. These dudes ain't restructured yet. They probably floating them. This is common sense.
Oh, they are.
I'm here to help.
Oh, man. The McCaffrey adventure has been interesting since
the restructure. The restructure doesn't change anything.
They get more money. They get his bonus, but they get more bonus money when they restructure.
The bonus money, yeah, it doesn't. It's not bad or good to restructure. It doesn't help either way. Like, it's not a gift or a curse. It's all accounting.
If McCaffrey,
it doesn't matter. Shaq restructured last year. It's accounting. It's accounting, bro. It's accounting. It's just maneuvering the monies on a balance sheet. That's all. Doesn't change anything. The players still getting their money regardless. Players still getting their money. It's not advantageous or disadvantageous to restructure for a player. The money's the money. You're just moving accounting. That's all. You're just moving the money around for a balance sheet. All right. Any other and sometimes they get bonus money assigned to that too. Sometimes they get a bonus to restructure too.
If the rumor is that they decline to restructure, then that means he's getting traded, bro. The trade might be imminent, man.
I don't think that's true.
If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen before the draft, though. Like, they're not gonna do it if it ain't before the draft.
I don't believe a rumor of him declining. It doesn't make sense. If you understand how restructure works, it just doesn't make sense.
All right,
it's just accounting, bro. Robert Newton is correct.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If you're the Bills, would you? Hell yeah, because they're so close.
That's all they need. Yo, they need a running game. Bro. They need a running game, fam. I would do it. If I'm the Bills, I would do this shit in a heartbeat.
Because they're so close. I don't know what their cap situation is, but they're very close. They're so close. But they would only have to be responsible for base pay. We got to pay the bonuses, right? The Bills have to pay the base, so they get the cheap end of the deal anyway.
They would get the cheap. It's advantageous if you think Christian McCaffrey can help you. It makes sense for a team to go get him. It makes
Panthers know who they are. I mean, and the Bills know who they are.
They would pay in 2022 only $8 million cap hit. In 2023, $11 million. 2024, $11 million. 2025, $12 million. So any team looking to get them, that's why teams are calling. Because it makes sense. We got to lay in our bed.
We got to pay bonus money.
We got to lay in our bed. The team that gets them, it works out. So it makes sense. It makes sense for them.
So we'll see what happens, man. Let's move on to the next topic.
Anyway, moving on. DJ Moore, Dave, he was even floated. Shout out to Walter Football. I don't know how much I believe them as far as sources. But he said, because he was at the combine, he said the team sources tell me the Panthers are open to trading any other player on the roster with the exception of perhaps defensive end Brian Burns. It's surprisingly Carolina's open to trading veteran wide receiver DJ Moore. Dave, this is the situation we're in.
Yeah, we about to really rebuild, bro. But you got to remember, guys. You got to remember, and I've said this before. You gotta to get draft picks. You have to give something up. That's how it works. So if you want to get good draft picks back, you're gonna have to give up good players. You're not gonna be able you're not gonna trade Sam Darnold for a second round pick. Only we do shit like that. So you're not gonna be able to get a second round pick back for Sam Darnold the way he played. But nah, I mean you can find a wide receiver, bro.
This wide receiver class is deep. Yeah, this wide receiver class is deep, but this is the problem. We've been led because Sam Darnold didn't work out, because we don't have a second or a third round pick, we have to now sell. I tried to tell y'all this a couple weeks ago. The only way we're going to be able to have a good draft is if we have to sell. And a second and third round pick is not easy to come by. You have to give up some players, bro. Like, you have to trade away some dudes, some dogs, to get a second and third round pick.
And you have to consider the other option too. If they don't think they're gonna be able to get a long-term deal with DJ Moore, you might as well trade him now. That's a reality. Y'all don't want to hear it.
That's another good point.
But like,
that's another good point.
Unless you like players walking and not getting nothing but a comp pick back, I mean, you kind of need to trade them. So you got to get at least a third round pick, preferably a second round pick, to make it worth trading DJ Moore.
What makes his value a little bit lower too is that he's on a contract year, so whoever picks him up is going to have to end up extending him. So it's going to that we don't have guys that are in ideal. Christian McCaffrey is the only guy that's really in an ideal trade because he has so much left on his deal and his base salary is so low that's all the new team has to play. So it makes sense for somebody to go get him. DJ Moore is, I mean, unless you're like a team that's right there on the cusp and you're going to get a player, he's making $11 million on that 50th option. You trade him, you pick him up, pay him $11 million for 1 year. And you can let him walk in free agency. If you think you're a DJ Moore away, then absolutely, I'm going after to get him. But it just makes it a little bit more difficult. Yeah, I think that's actually a really good spot for him. DJ to the Ravens will be ridiculous. You muted, Dave. Oh, we can't hear you.
I don't think they have a first round pick anyway, though. The Ravens.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, he got one. I think he's playing. His 5th year is this year. Yeah, DJ Moore's playing on his 5th year.
He's got the same. It's the same as Sam Darnold.
Yeah, 1 year left. That's it. This year is the last year on his deal. And again, if we don't extend him, that should have been we should have been already done or in the process of doing that.
Yeah.
There you go. Ravens got the 14th.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what we can do, man. But I don't think he's worth a first round pick
for DJ. I don't think we're gonna get a first round pick.
Ain't gonna happen.
That's high. That's a lot. So
Lamar Jackson still ain't got a deal, which is kind of wild to me. But Lamar,
you need a first and a second for DJ, fam. This ain't Madden.
This ain't Madden, bro. You'll be lucky to get a second. Like, I think folks don't understand how much these players are worth. You got to take it to the fact that, like you said, Rashad, the contract, because he's on his final year of his deal, that's too big of a risk. Like, the reason why we only had to give up a 2023 6th-round pick for Stephon Gilmore because at the end of his deal, he was an older corner. So in the grand scheme of things, it sucks that we're going to lose, that we gave up the pick and he's not going to resign. But the reality is we didn't have to pretty much give up nothing because he was on a contract year. That takes it. Like, you got to get at least a third because of the comp pick. Like, if you don't get at least a third, you might as well let him play it out, let him walk when you get a comp pick. So,
yeah, bro. But this is what happens when shit doesn't work out. Fire sale. I think somebody put in the chat earlier. Yep. Fire sale.
Yep.
Fire sale, bro.
Yep.
This is where we are, man. This is the reality of the Carolina Panthers. Because it did work out, we got to fill these gaps. But y'all are gonna have to. I'm telling y'all, if we go into the, I don't see this happening, Dave. I honestly don't think we're gonna go into the draft with just a first and a fourth, and so on after that. I don't think we are going to get a second and a third round pick somehow, some way.
If we do go in there with just a first and a fourth, that changed it goes back to what I said about we can't take a quarterback at 6, bro.
But we're not going to go into the draft with a fourth, and that being in that gap between with no day 2 picks. It's not happening. So we have one of your favorite players is getting moved. So I'm telling y'all, we got almost 400 people watching, bro. Disconnect let your feelings prepare yourself, take your feelings out of it, because one of y'all favorite players is gonna get ready to get traded, bro. I'm telling you right now, one of your favorite players is going to get traded. And this is just reality, bro.
Oh, yeah. And the fan base is going to panic. But I think depending on who that player is,
Shout out to Austin, man. It's just Sir Burr on the block next.
He been on the block, bro. They're gonna trade him to get the Rock Hill money. All right. So
facts.
Yo, they're gonna trade him to get the Rock Hill guap. Nah, but I just think that if depending on who we trade, it will make the most sense.
My man Lonzo said if they put DJ in the deal, they got to send him packing too. I'm telling y'all, disconnect it, bro. You're gonna have to disconnect your feelings from these players, bro, because somebody's about to be out of here, fam.
Dog, this fan base.
Somebody's about to be gone, bro.
And the thing is, if we trade, the thing is, man, if we trade CMC, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at that either.
Now, if we trade DJ Moore, I would only be mad at it because that tells me that they didn't think they were gonna get a long-term deal done.
All right. Okay. So let me hey, listen, how you can't even put us on the block. We ain't even got no contract.
We ain't got no contract with them, bro. We just here so
That's
we don't
funny,
get fined.
That's fire sale, bro. Fire sale. Okay, Dave. So let's play a game. Everybody in the chat, let's play a game. Let's play a game. Rank your order of festivity. Okay. Rank your order of festivity.
So one is low festivity, 5 is high festivity.
1 is low, 5 is high. All right. Rank your level of festivity. I'm gonna give y'all 5 players. 5 players. Rank your level of festivity based on if they were traded. All right. So let's do this. 5 players, Dave. Let's run it. Christian McCaffrey, DJ Moore.
You gonna do them individually, or just
rank? No. I want y'all to rank them like all of them, 1 through 5.
Okay,
like in order.
Okay.
Okay. We can do it individually. Y'all want to do it individually? We'll do. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do them individually.
Let's do McCaffrey. Let's do McCaffrey first.
C-Mac.
So
C-Mac.
1, you're not angry. Your festivity is at the lowest point, and 5 is you're at your highest of festivity. So rank him for Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey. Dave, I'm at a 1 for C-Mac.
I am too.
I'm at a 1 for C-Mac. I wouldn't be mad at all.
I would be mad. And most folks agree with us. A lot of 1s, a couple 4s.
Nah, I see a 5. I see a 5 at 4. Did I see a 5 in there?
I didn't see a 5.
4. I see some 3s.
I see some 4s and 3s and a couple 2s. No.
And this card says Cam is going to the Bucks. I certainly hope not. Hope not.
Yo, Renegade said 10. Well, I'm sorry,
10,
guy.
man.
You're gonna be disappointed.
Better disconnect yourself now, bro. Disconnect. All right, let's go to the next one. Dave.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Let's try
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Level of festivity if DJ Moore is traded 1 through 5, 5 being the highest. Dave, I'm gonna go with a 3.
See, man, here's my dilemma.
You don't like DJ Moore anyway.
No. If we can re-sign him, if we think we can, if we legitimately got a chance to re-sign him, and he just re-sign him, for me it's a 5. But if he's not going to be re-signed, it's a 1. Because I want to get something for him.
Yeah.
Than risking a comp pick. That's where I'm at. If we're not going to re-sign him, it's going to be a 1. But if we're pushing to try to get him to a long-term deal and we still try to trade his ass, it's a 5 for me.
I would
love to have him back on the team.
I see some 10s in the chat, Dave.
Yeah.
I see some 10s in that thing.
I see some 10s, some 4s, some 1s.
Some 5. I see a lot more 5s and 10s than I do 1s and 0s. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the next player. Let's roll with Robbie Anderson, Dave. Robbie Anderson, give me your one, the dude that finessed us. 1 through 5 level of festivity. 5 being the highest.
That'll be a 1. Because you know why he's leaving. He trying to get away from Sam. He out here trying to get away from Sam.
Some -5, zeros.
My man said -5.
I'm gonna go with a 1. I wouldn't be mad if Robbie.
Nah,
I'm not,
because he's doing what any wide receiver would do. I wouldn't want Sam Darnold throwing to me either.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at Robbie.
Maybe that's why they can't get an extension to DJ Moore. They're looking at the quarterbacks.
Avery said -20, dog.
No, I got negative
-20.
5,678.
Oh wow, I just saw that one. Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
-10, man. Y'all tough
All
on
right.
Robbie. Y'all don't like Robbie.
All right. So next one.
Next
Who's
one?
next on this? Yeah, next one.
I got another one. Dave, how about Brian Burns? What would your level of festivity be if Brian Burns was traded 1 through 5, 5 being the highest?
I would be sitting at a 5.
I think I'd be at a 5 too, Dave. I'm a Florida State
5.
fan. I like Brian Burns, but I'd be at a 5, bro.
Yeah, I'll be at a 5.
I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed at that point.
I'll be a 5. Somebody said 200. Yeah, I'll be at a 5. I got one.
You take.
I got one. I got one.
So yeah, so he's saying I don't think Burns is as good as people think. I think he is. I think he just got some things he got to refine.
You can't.
Those things can be fixed. Those things. The things that in his game they can be fixed, bro.
Pass rushes are hard to come by. I don't give a damn what y'all say. I'll be pissed. A pass rush can change it. Can change the game. You can ask the Rams about Aaron Donald. People forget how that Super Bowl was won. Aaron Donald sacking somebody. All right, here's one. Here's the last one. Jeremy Chin.
Nah, that's a 5 too. I like
Jeremy Chin.
Nah, that's a 5 for me, dog. That's
Jeremy
a non-starter.
Chin,
that's a non-starter, B. Non-starter for me, dog. 5. But listen, that's the reality, man. Some of these dudes are gonna be on the block.
That block is hot, bro.
The block is definitely hot. Shout out to Weezy. Shout out to Wayne, man. Love that album.
I'll start the march if they trade Chin.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I can't do Jeremy Chin. I like Jeremy Chin. I think they need to put him back in his linebacker role a little bit more than what he played last year. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll be heated if they traded Chin, bro.
Dave, I had one last question. We talked about level of festivity, but I got a question about the combine. I'm dropping these combine videos about the stock ups and the stock downs. Or no, I don't have really stock downs. I think nobody really disappointed. Like in years past, people were disappointed at the combine. Dave, you want to know why people aren't disappointing, Dave?
Because folks ain't doing it no more.
They ain't doing shit. You know how many so me and Jared, or mostly Jared, working on the spreadsheet, and I ain't never seen so many DMPs in my life. Yo, dudes is not participating in these drills.
It boils down to what happened last year with the pandemic. It's been proven that you don't need it. Was it last year or the year before they had a pandemic? They didn't have the combine, right?
Yeah, last year they didn't have a combine.
Yeah.
So, what begs the question is the combine even still necessary anymore?
So let's have a discussion about the combine. All right, we need to have a history lesson about the combine real quick, and then you can probably get an understanding of why more players aren't doing it. So you got to remember, there was a time where the combine was done during the day. It was done while folks was still folks was at work. You know what I'm saying? It's just a thing that they did. It was pretty much a vacation for the coaches and the staff and all the other shit. They get to actually relax. They ain't got to worry about a game. They're just out here scouting and interviewing these players. And it didn't become a big deal. But then it became a big deal when folks realized that people will watch this shit. So they moved it down to prime time. And it's like the ultimate free lunch for the NFL when you sit down and think about it, right? Because you got a bunch of players that are not in the union doing all this damn work. So they're not, you know what I'm saying? The only representation they have is their agent. You know what I'm saying? But the combine meant so much in the past. But now the NFL is making a lot of money off this shit, and the players aren't getting really paid for it. So that begs the question, no, it's not. For the players, it's not, because it doesn't make any sense for them to do it anymore. It's about the economics of the shit now. Because now you got a bunch of players that are not part of the union. They're not getting paid to be there. Like, it's just for them, it doesn't make any monetary sense. The moment when they moved it to prime time, it stopped being about.
I just wish that because you got certain players, right? You got different level of players. The Power 5 guys, they show up, they get measured, and they might run the 40, and that's it. Like, that sucks because you got guys that are lower level players that could have taken that spot, right? They could have participated in all the drills. You could have had more Woolens. You could have had more Troy Andersons. You could have had more Marquise Bells. You could have had more people participate and take advantage of that spot. And you got guys that's not even, they're not doing nothing.
But you know whose fault that is? You know whose fault that is? That's NFL's fault. They could have made the decision to go that route. Like, they almost had this shit almost became a catastrophe when they still had the COVID protocols. They almost struck. So, like, that's NFL's fault. If they want to use, like, if the NFL's decided the combine's not needed, then you don't need to have the shit all together. But if you're gonna have it, like you said, invite players that's gonna do all the drills. Make it require for them to do all the drills. Like, that should be part of the invitation.
I don't think they gotta do every single drill.
Most of them.
I just think guys I think fam, like, because not every drill is important for every single player. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is the way I would do it. This is the way, like, and I don't know why I'm doing the NFL's job, but you know what? I'm here to help. So this is the way I would do it. I would send out my invites, and I would make it a requirement to say which drills you plan that you plan to participate in. And based on that, that's who you assess who goes. So you double the amount of invitations that you get. And then based on that, that's who goes. And then there's some level of accountability. And if somebody gets hurt, then all right, he's injured, then give his spot to somebody else. He don't show up, period. You know what I'm saying? That's the way they should do it. They should make it so you know who's going to do the drills. So that way the NFL can assess. Because now it's about money at this point. You know what I'm saying? They created an HBCU combine. They don't even need it. They can just invite them to the damn thing. At least you have more participants.
Right. Yeah, and I like how because that HBCU combine nobody really talks about that. It's not televised. But why don't you get some of these dudes on the level? Because I like the combine. I like how you get guys that are from smaller schools able to compete and show off their skills with the Power 5 guys. Like, I love that. That's so dope to me. Because we don't get to see those guys very often. But when these guys aren't participating and you got DMPs across our whole damn spreadsheet, like, what's the point? Like, you got I was looking at one position, I think the safeties or something. And it was like maybe like 3 or 4 dudes that did every single drill. Like, what's the point?
But then it also goes down to, for a Power 5 player, that's a risk for them. Because if they get outplayed,
I get it. You ain't gotta show up. It's not a requirement that you show up. You don't need to. That's like, I don't understand. Like, either you should have a combine or you should have a pro day. Like, I get the pro days are later. Some guys that are not healthy, they have the opportunity to kind of get healthy and show off. And then you got the home cooking thing. They're comfortable. They're in their own building. I don't know, man. I just feel like, no, I get it. I get for the interviews, but you don't need to take a combine spot for that. Like, that could be a completely separate thing. Like, it's an interview, bro. Like, you can have a whole separate networking event where you can have every prospect come. What my concern is that you are taking away from other people that can come participate in the combine. Those guys need that networking too. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. But it is what it is. This is my thought. I thought I begged the question because, again, we were doing the spreadsheet and I'm just seeing so many DMPs. I'm like, yo, you can do other things. You can do other things.
Yeah, man. There's the agents are telling these players it's not worth it to them to do the combine.
I agree, and they should. You don't got to do it. You don't have to do it. Nothing saying you should do it. You can still meet with teams. Yo, how dude didn't even participate in the measurements, man.
That was your boy Pennick, right? That was Pickett. That was Pickett, right?
Nah, he got his hands measured. That was the Senior Bowl where he didn't. That's different. Senior Bowl that's different. But I don't know, man. It is what it is.
All right.
So
do I think it's necessary? Not for the Power Fives. I don't.
Whoops.
So that's it. So, man, I know you didn't go to Charlotte FC, but you saw they had the largest turnout, largest crowd in Major League Soccer history, and the second largest crowd in the world for a soccer game.
Yeah, that's dope. Shout out to them.
Almost
they also took the L.
They did 1-0. 75,000 fans.
But you didn't want to talk about that. You didn't want to talk about the L they took.
No, but I think the coach of Charlotte FC was taken aback of the atmosphere, which begs another question, man. How long do you think how long is the energy is going to last when it comes to the fan base for this soccer squad? Because soccer's got a different fan base than
I think it's gonna be lit. I think it's gonna be lit for the full year. I think because people are excited about it. I think people are gonna go to the games. I think the first game only happens once, right? You got to be in the building for that when it occurs. It's up to Tepper and them to keep that energy up, bro. Like you got to put a good product. Goes back to the Panthers. Yo, they not winning. No, dudes ain't gonna show up. Or a portion of
the coach was like
the diehards.
The coach was like, "Yo, I just need him to come back." But the thing is, that team's got heart. I will say that. Like I watched some of the highlights. Like, yeah, these guys are fighting, but they just don't have the talent, bro. LA Galaxy is one of the best teams in the MLS, and it was 1-0, and they almost tied it. They almost made it to the tie. They didn't score to damn near the end of the damn game, to the final half. So, but I thought that was interesting because that was like, man. I mean, but it's an expansion team too. Like I ain't gonna expect them dudes to be balling out of their mind yet. Like it's an expansion team.
I just think they share the same fan base as the Panthers. So like we know how it go, man.
But the thing is, the atmosphere in that spot, bro. Like I was watching, like if you watch like the highlights of the crowd, good God, bro. Like it was like Panthers. It was Charlotte FC heavy in there.
Yeah.
So let's see how long it lasts.
It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit for a
I
while.
stand by what I say too. I think MLS is gonna pass Major League Baseball. Give them 5 years. They'll be bigger than them. Give them 5 years.
I gotta find out when A&T Pro Day is. I might slide through there. I might slide through there. Let me see when it is. I can look it up real quick.
The A&T Pro Day. Hopefully it's not on the same day as like a big major school.
March 30th. Pro Day. Yeah, March 30th at 8 a.m. When's the 30th? So Wednesday.
Same day as
I
Elon.
Might be able to. Man, screw Elon.
And Tennessee Tech. I'm looking at the other FCS schools. It's on the 30th.
I might need to do that.
Elon, Indiana State. So what about
all right, football talk. Come on, leave that alone. That ish alone. Said keep it.
Keep it about the so March 30th. So Baylor. So the Panthers ain't gonna be there, bro. Baylor's pro day is the same day.
Oh yeah, we sending out the whole shebang out to Texas.
We got Colorado State's the same day. Elon. Well, we already got Elon. We already went over that. Oh, they're all in here. All right, that's good. Let me see. March 30th. Wake Forest is the same day. So one thing's for sure though, another FBS school, North Dakota State, that's March 24th. And they got a couple NFL prospects on that squad.
Yeah, they got a couple nice cats on that joint. Yeah. Christian Watson's a beast. But all right, Dave, we got anything else? You ready to shut this thing down, man?
Nah, man, we did good. Got it 2 hours.
Yeah, a lot to talk about, a lot of rumors. Man, keep your heads down, Panther fans. It's gonna be a long one, bro. Keep them down. No, keep them down and tune out the BS. Keep your head down. Stay focused. Stay focused, y'all. Stay focused. But But yeah, man, free agency opens up next week. We're gonna talk. I think next week we'll talk about some of the free agent targets that are realistic, because again, we got a lot of folks out there talking about guys that ain't necessarily realistic. But yeah, man. Anyway, Dave, anything else before we get out of here, man?
Nah, man, I'm ready. I'm good, man. We can shut it down. Shut it down.
All right, man. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff, man. Support us on Underdog Fantasy, Patreon, all that good stuff.